Hey guys, welcome back to Poker Life India. So this is the last of the hands I played in Europe. Specifically, this series is about the Hippodrome casino hands. Let's get to it. Okay, the first hand we have to discuss here, and we are in the late position. It falls all the way down to us. We make a standard raise of £10 from our position, and we just get the one caller in the big blind. So he can be calling here with a very wide range, and just a point that this guy is playing fairly deep. He looks like a regular at the table over there, so it's good. It's a good hand to see flop with. So we get a gutter to the nuts, and obviously if it's checked to us, we make a bet for £12, try and get some value, or probably pick up the gutty that we are looking for. He just calls, and there it is, we have the nuts. And in this case, I'm gonna try and bet again to get value without chasing him away. I am assuming he's probably on a nut. He's probably on a flush, or playing the mid pairs. So he calls a bet. The river is a 9. It is not a spade, so it's kind of an action. It's pretty good for us. We're hoping that he hits his 9. He checks again, so he's just check calling all the way through. So I'm trying to get the maximum over here. I bet 60, but he just folds. Well, I could have bet more to get more value. Maybe he was just playing on the flush draw, but in the case that he was playing on a 9, we could have maximized that. So that's why I bet big in that case. Okay, guys, so this hand we have is fairly interesting, which we played. It was a small blind versus big blind kind of a situation. And on our right, we have a gentleman called Sanjay, who's, well, he's Indian, but he's lived in the UK all his life. And yeah, so we have the ace king offsuit, and let's get into it. There are a couple of limps, and the small blind Sanjay, he raises to 15, and in this we have position here, so we could have considered 3-betting as well. But I do want the other potential limpers to come in as well, potentially. So I just flat here. Unfortunately, none of them come into the pot. It's a heads up pot, a good pot for us, and we flop top pair, top kicker. He bets into us a pot. He bets 20 into a pot of. He bets 20, and we just flat. I am trying to get what kind of a range he's on, and ace queen is also part of his range. Although it's not a good idea to always put someone on a specific hand, but he could have a bunch of hands with queens also in it apart from the ace. So I just flat here. I'm in position. This is not a good card for us. It's a bad card for us. Because if, like we were discussing, there are a whole bunch of queens in his range, or Broadway cards. So he is ahead of us now. Any queen would put him ahead of us. So what we do is he checks to us, and we make the bet, 35. All right. Now, this is where things make me doubtful, right? He min raises. He check raises the minimum amount of 70. Now I tank to the limit that they had to call the clock on me, and it is probably the first time I have had the clock called on me in a cash game at a casino. So interesting. So at that moment when I was there, I had discounted him having a queen for some reason, or the range of hands that he could have had. But when in doubt, remember, the first thing you got to remember is that you have time. So when you're in a conundrum, dilemma, you take your time, and I did just that. And halfway through my tanking, I had decided, okay, I'm just gonna fold, because most of the times when they do check raise, they generally have it. And what made it even fishier, even though there was a flush on the board now, is that if he was trying to scare me away, the check raise would have been much more. This was more like a value check raise for him, and if I did call that bet, he would probably sucker me in for even a bigger amount towards the end. So after much tanking and deliberation, I lay down the hand. There's some interesting table talk happening over here. I asked him, will you tell me my hand if I open fold? He's like, nah, I never do that, mate. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's okay. I'm just going to make the big fold or maybe a very stupid fold. I don't know, but it's just my current instincts, whether you tell me or not. Although I want him to tell me. So I open fold in front of the whole table, and Sanjay takes on the pot. The good thing is that he's a cheery guy. We build, we have a small conversation, and yeah, towards the end, since we have a good rapport going, as we walk away from the table, I say, "Good luck, Sanjay," and he's like, "That was a good fold." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." So he did have a queen there. I was walking away from the table, so I don't think he had an incentive to lie. And so he told me that around an hour later. So good fold for us. Okay, guys, we have another interesting hand here where we have the ace jack offsuit, and the player who we will go eventually heads up with has been pretty tight throughout the game. Just to give you an insight. So, yep, it is checked down to us. Folded down to us. We raise it to 15 pounds, and we get wow, 3 callers. Yeah, and so it's a healthy pot that brew up over there, and it's a pot of 60. The pot has 2 hearts, ace jack, excellent flop for us to continue. Maybe there might maybe some ace queen, ace king, jack, or ace x hands that we can get value from. Some draws we can get value from. So I bet half pot with my 2 pair, and wow, lo and behold, we get jammed on. We get jammed on like Kisan jam. I don't know. Jam. So and I'm just like, wow, that's a strong raise, for a passive guy. And so it just falls down to us, and we have a decision to make. But I'm not such a big net. I'm gonna go fold 2 pairs, especially in a soft casino field. And best case scenario, he has a flush draw. So yeah, I make the call, and he does mark his hand, and the board runs dry. No flushes there, and our 2 pair is good. Yeah, nothing like a guy marking his hand and says, "You're good, mate." Hell, I am. Hell, yeah. Anyway. Okay, in this hand, we have a standard limp pot situation. So let's get into it. And obviously, we are the worst position possible here. So obviously, a lot of people limp in. We're getting a lot of value. So we just put in the $1 and see a pot of 12 pounds. It's a favorable one for us where we have 2 pair, a lot of draws there out there. So I'm not gonna slow play it. I'm just gonna get out with it. I bet around half pot. We are getting a good amount of callers in, so our hand can improve until the cutoff makes it 45. Now, clearly we do not have a nut hand right here. Somebody could have a trip. Somebody could have already had a straight. And if we do call here, we could be playing for a stack. So no thank you. I am out of here, and this person scoops up the pot. Ironically, all my hands seem to have to happen from the small blind. So here again, we have pocket eights, and let's see what kind of action we get. Somebody from the middle position raises it to 15. Another 15. And I'm just gonna call here because a bunch of people calling in the 15 raise could have a lot of stronger hands over pairs. So I'm just happy to see the flop here and getting great odds. So yeah, let's get in there with our mid pairs, and it's a fairly favorable flop for us, kind of. We do have a set, and over here in most of the cases, many of the people don't flop a straight. A flush. As you can see, it's a very flush rich board, and we have a diamond as well, a smaller diamond, but a diamond nonetheless. So we hit a set, and I'm going to get maximum value out of this, and the board could pair up, giving us a very a stronger hand than the flush, which is seen here. So we do bet into it, 25 quid, get just the 1 caller. Now, just to give you a picture, this guy has his head on the table. He's getting a massage from the masseuse. He's almost dozing off. So yeah, I can say that he's not like 100% into it. So I keep playing. And as I was saying, there you go, a full house. Now, since he called my bet, I'm just gonna keep shooting and getting maximum value from this. I bet another 30 quid, and he just bets. We have a full house, not much we can complain of. And I was hoping for another diamond, because if he's chasing an ace of diamonds for the nuts and he hits it, and if I make a big bet, he could re-raise me or something like that. But again, I'm going to get maximum value without trying to like really scare him away. So I bet 50 and I get a call. He just passively calls and mucks his hand, and we show the full house to take a nice healthy pot down. Okay, guys, the last hand of review to discuss. We are in the button position with Jack 8 of hearts, and as we see, there's a race from the middle position of 15 quid. Now, I'm the fourth person in line to call. I'm getting fairly good odds, and it's not a bad hand to play. We have a suited hand, Jack of 8. Yeah, it's a two gapper, but you could get a lot of implied value from here, and we do have position, so why not? I'm gonna play this, and we play it, and there's a pot of 63 quid. The flop is pretty okay for us. We have an open ender, 8, 9, 10 jack. However, there's also flush on the board, and there's also an ace. It checks down to me, and I am tempted to bet here and probably try and take it down. But there are two reasons I don't do it. One, somebody could be playing an ace, a lower ace where he's already paired up and is ahead of us with a lower kicker. That's okay. I would have still played, or a lower pair, that's okay. But the point is, there's also flush there, so I just decide to check it down, and that's what I do. And here we get another river. Now, this is actually not a bad card for us because a lot of the players they bet at least 30%, 50% when they have a flush draw, so that the implied hand gets better and they can build the pot when they do hit the flush. So it checks down to us again. I'm not going to play it passively. I bet 15 into a pot of 63. Now this might look like a small bet, and it was intended to. I'll explain why. So if it was a bigger bigger bet, say a 30% bet or a 75% bet to third pot bet, it would look as if I'm trying to go in for the steal or try to pretend that I'm there. But my idea of betting 15 into a pot of 63 was I wanted to look as if I wanted more people to call and hence get more value out of it. And that projected value bet got me a fold. Great, it was value, but for me, just putting 15 quid in position and taking that pot down. Here ended the lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed that 3-part series of my poker trip in Europe. Happy to always cash in the green, and boy, did we cash in the green. It was a good experience. Obviously, in hindsight, I was thinking if I could have put in more hours in a soft field, especially at the Hippodrome. But the grass is always green on the other side. So let me know what you guys thought of these hand reviews. Throw in a like and a subscribe. Always goes a long way to motivate me and the channel. And this is Raj signing off from Poker Life India. Peace.